In today's video, let's talk about the 4 different types of mound visits that you'll have as a pitching coach. So if you're new here, I'm Blewett. I'm a former pro pitcher, and I'm the author of 4 books, including my new one, The Art of the Mound Visit, which gives you all the soft skills, the tools to manage your bullpen well, to have mound visits that are super productive, where you're diagnosing and solving mechanical and mindset problems. All of these skills, if you're looking to level up as a coach, check out my book, The Art of the Mound Visit. You'll find it in the description below. All right, so let's jump into it. The 4 different types of mound visits are also broken up into 4 different types of advice. Let's cover this real quick, and then I'll dive into each different type of mound visit. And you can scroll through the timestamps in this video as well. There is the strategy visit, the mechanics visit, the breather, and the pep talk. Those are my categories of mound visits. Now, for all 4 of those, they're going to contain a different mix of 4 different types of advice, which are strategy advice, mechanics advice, mindset advice, and encouragement. So let's talk about the first one, strategy mound visits. All right, let's jump into strategy visits. So strategy visits, number 1, you're gonna invite probably everyone. So all the infielders, the catcher, and obviously your pitcher. Everyone should be on the same page, because the strategy that we're talking might not just be pitch sequencing and how we're gonna pitch this hitter, but also what we're doing on a bunt or a potential comebacker, ground ball. We gotta not let this runner score or this runner score, all that sort of stuff. Anything we're talking about strategy-wise is gonna be pertinent for the infielders as well. So you wanna loop everyone into this meeting. So in a strategy visit, think about 70% strategy and then 10% of each of the other 3 buckets of advice. Mindset advice, like, hey, remember, take a deep breath, 1 pitch at a time. That's a real quick tip. That's 10% of that visit, right? Number 2, mechanics advice. You might just say 1 quick tip, right? Hey, just make sure you see yourself in that front shoulder long, because sometimes, your front shoulder opens up too early. That's a real quick tip. Takes 5 seconds. And yeah, if you want to convey that information in a strategy visit, very valuable. And then lastly, encouragement. Your departing words, something positive, right? Hey, you're the one we want out here. You got this. Get this hitter, focus up, we got you. But that's the overview of what you'll talk about in a strategy visit. 70% strategy advice, a quick tip on mechanics, a quick tip on mindset, and a quick piece of encouragement. All right, next, let's talk about mechanics visits. So in a mechanics visit, you don't need the infield involved. You can wave them off. It can just be your pitcher and catcher. And in a mechanics visit, most of your time is going to be talking about their mechanics, right? Simple stuff they can do with their eyes, their tempo, feel your weight in your back leg a little longer, keep your shoulders up longer, eye through your front shoulder, whatever it is, little easy to digest and actionable tips that the pitcher can actually adjust with. Don't just go out there and tell them, hey, your arm angles, it looks off, or hey, that thing we were working on isn't working, or hey, you're striding across your body too much. That doesn't give them a good idea of how to fix that thing. If you can't give them something that they can fix, don't bring it up at all. But the reason you have a mechanics visit is because you're out there trying to help them get the ball under the strike zone, right? Maybe everything is head high and you see their front shoulder dumping out and you want to get them pulling downhill a little bit better, right? That's why you're going out there. So if you're going out there for a mound visit for mechanics, make sure you're leading with all of that and you give them actionable, simple, clear advice that they can understand. And then while you're out there, some quick reminders on strategy, like, hey, this hitter, big pull hitter, right? Or hey, this hitter can't hit changeups or curveballs. Or hey, this hitter really likes to ambush, swing on the first pitch. Some little strategy tip is always useful if you're already out there. And then another piece of mindset advice. Hey, just remember, focus, take a deep breath, 1 pitch at a time. And then lastly, a little piece of encouragement, right? You're the one we want out here. I believe in you. You can get out of this, right? Mostly mechanics, a quick tip on strategy, a quick tip on mindset, and a quick piece of encouragement. Real quick, click the join button below and you'll learn about my channel memberships. If you become a channel member today, you'll get access to hundreds of non-public videos hosted right here on my channel on YouTube. This is the best way for you to support my work here for the global baseball community and get more content to help you with your game. All right, let's talk about the breather mound visit. And this is an important one that I don't see utilized enough in youth baseball. And when you have a breather visit, you don't want to invite your infield. It should just be between you and your pitcher or you and the pitcher and catcher. They don't need to be involved when it's more of just like a pep talk like that. And this is when your pitcher isn't really doing anything wrong, but the inning is really starting to drag on and it's probably hot and humid. So here's an example. You have a pitcher, it's August, it's 95 degrees, they're playing on turf, so it feels like it's 105, and they're throwing strikes, but hitters are just fouling a lot of them off. They've walked a hitter, they've gotten an out, but then there were 2 errors in the field, and then, maybe there's a swing bunt and then a blooper, and before you know it, your pitcher's not throwing the ball badly, but they've made 29 pitches and they only have 1 out. And it's so hot. And you can just see like the mental and physical fatigue, like I'm doing my best, I'm making pitches, and nothing's really going well. That's the time when I would go out there and give them a breather to break up that super long inning, even though they're not failing, they're not flailing. Like sometimes bad stuff just happens. Everyone's had those innings. You should go out there and let them have a minute to reset, especially when it's super hot, and just give them a breather. And when I go out there and do that, I'll say, hey, I'm just giving you a breather. You're battling. You know, we've had some bad luck. You know, our fielders made a couple mistakes. Like that happens. They're trying their best. But hey, I'm just here to kind of just let you reset. Remember, focus on the stuff that you can control. And I like what I see. Just keep battling, being aggressive, good things will happen, right? That's what a breather mound visit looks like. And you should absolutely use those as a coach, especially on really hot days, especially when your pitcher is doing a reasonably good job and they're just getting bad results. So when you think about the breather visit, it's mostly encouragement, a little bit of mindset, maybe one little mechanical tip, and maybe one little strategic tip while you're out there. But that's how you do a quality, productive breather mound visit. All right, and my last type of visit is the pep talk. And this one is mostly encouragement. And this is when your pitcher is really struggling, nothing is going well, and you can just start to see it in their emotional fatigue, their body language, all that sort of stuff. So sometimes you go out there for a pep talk, and it's more just gonna be like a father-son sort of tone, just trying to build them back up so they can refocus and get out of this despair mode and make a good pitch, right? So you do not want to invite the infield for this, and you don't probably want to invite the catcher either. And this is the one where you go out, maybe it's a hand on the shoulder, and you're like, hey, look, I know things are going wrong today. I know your changeup's not working. I know you're struggling to get the ball in the zone. But look, we believe in you. You made this team. You're out here because we believe in you. I believe in you. You can do this. We just got to find some little simple things to get back into this, all right? So let's look down our shoulder a little bit longer because you're starting to fly open. Or hey, you know, you're starting to rush a little bit. Let's try to sit on your back leg a little bit longer, all right? And then all I want you to do is go one pitch at a time. So take a deep breath, lock on the mitt, and then fire it in there. Give me competitive body language and just give us the best that you got. But look, I know today's not the best. Some days you don't have your best stuff and you just got to battle. I just need you to battle, but we believe in you. So just give us what you got, right? That's a pep talk visit. Mostly encouragement, definitely a good amount of mindset advice, a little bit of strategy, or maybe not, and maybe a little bit of mechanics, and that's it. So mound visits are super important. They're your chance as a coach to get involved, to intervene in a way that's really positive. You're the cavalry going out there to help your pitchers get through their struggles. Utilize your visits. Go out there when you see them struggling and think about these 4 different types and the 4 types of advice that you'll give within each type of mound visit. If you want more on this, check out my new book, The Art of the Mound Visit, where I dive all into problems and solutions that pitchers face in games and how you can build an amazing pitching staff, an amazing culture on your team where players are excited to play for you and they're excited to go out there and be vulnerable on this very scary stage, because the mound is a tough place to be. It's a tough position mentally and physically, and you as a pitching coach are there to help your kids through it. Thanks again for watching. Check out the description links below, and I'll see you here in the next video.